Hi, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Let's go ahead and get started. Lying on our backs, focusing our attention first on our breathing, pulling our shoulders down and our shoulder blades slightly together, feet falling easily to the side, breathing nice and deep so that our abdomens rise on the inhale and fall on the exhale. Breathing in peace, breathing out calm. Focusing our attention on what feels right for our bodies today. Noticing they may be different on different days, and that's perfectly fine. We're not in competition with anyone, including ourselves. Just going to do what the yoga practice that feels right for today. Being gentle and kind with our bodies, moving with the breath. And again, as a reminder, there are many modifications or accommodations that you can use to alter the poses to make them a little bit easier on joints, or if there's some area in particular that you're working on. And also to always listen to your body, so we don't ever want to hurt while we're doing yoga. We want to be patient and kind and move with the breath and listen to our bodies. And changing to the yogic breath, we're breathing in to the lower part of the lungs and breathing up to the upper part of the lungs, filling up full of breath, and then nice long exhale. And on the next inhale, bringing our feet so that they're flat on the bed. Gently pulling our hips and our tailbone down so that our backs are nice and flat on the bed. Pulling that right knee in, gentle, gentle. Remembering we're just waking up the muscles at this point. Straightening that leg. Gentle knee to chest. And straightening the leg. Adding the arms. Gentle knee to chest. Straightening the leg, straightening the arm. Moving with the breath. Inhaling toward the chest. Exhaling. Now we're going to point and flex that foot, being extra gentle. Remember, the muscles kind of get stiff Tendons kind of get stiff at night, so being extra gentle, flexing and pointing, gently wakens up those tendons, loosens them up. Apparently I'm tongue-tied this morning, sorry. Gentle twist to the right. You notice my knee is slightly bent because it's a more intense stretch for the hamstring when we flex our foot. So just being gentle with our body. Twisting to the right and the left. And one more, knee to chest, pulling, and then release that leg. Changing to the left side, of course remembering the sides may not feel the same. So gentle knee to chest on the inhale, and straighten the leg on the exhale. Now activating those arms. Fingers clasped under the knee. Not only does that help us stretch our arms, but it protects the knee. And then gently bending that knee, flexing and pointing. And twisting to the left. And to the right. Straightening that leg again. Nice, good stretch in those shoulders. Knee flat on the bed, or feet flat on the bed. We're going to roll those hips toward, being very careful and aware of our lower back, but toward our legs, and then on the exhale toward our abdomen, toward our core, moving with your own breath. Just a gentle rocking, gentle stretching and awakening. We're flexing and stretching. Always trying to move with your own breath so that there's a bit of a flow. It's really good to stretch and flex the spine, just as it is to flex and stretch the whole body. And release. Gently pulling those legs in, giving our knees a hug. Full of breath. Just noticing how the muscles release after we activate them. Placing our hands gently on our knees. Going to circle those hips, opening those hips up. We're pushing away first. Nice deep breathing. in, changing direction, gently pulling those knees toward us. Noticing if any part of the body feels tight, being extra gentle with our movements. And of course, remembering that your legs may not open quite as far as mine, or they may open farther, and that's totally fine. We just do what feels right for our bodies for today. And hugging those knees to the chest, let's widen those knees just a bit. Interlacing the fingers. Gentle pull toward the chest. And releasing those legs flat, feet flat on the mat, crossing that right ankle over that left knee, remembering, of course, there may be a modification or accommodation for you that feels better. Rocking gently to make sure that lower back as flat on the bed as possible. Again, you may use a pillow underneath your legs. You may move that left leg up and down if you choose. Opening those hips up, waking up those hamstrings, thighs, calf, shins. You may remain in a position that feels comfortable for you, that really gets that right hip stretching. Try to release those shoulders and just use the biceps. And releasing that leg. Right foot flat on the bed, crossing that left ankle over, threading that left arm through, gently pulling. I tend to like to move my leg in this position because it just gives a little bit more flexing and stretching to the leg while the hip is opening up. As we do our yoga practice, it's so nice to just pay attention to our bodies. Finding the yoga videos that feel like a good way to start our day or end our day. It's up to you. Some of you may be doing this in the middle of the day, however you choose. But it's so nice to just be able to focus our attention on right now, on this moment, on our bodies. Yoga has the benefit of calming the mind, calming the body, building strength, and building flexibility. Gently pulling that right knee toward the chest, only to the point that feels comfortable for today. And releasing the legs, moving into active bridge. If this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, I like to push up with the hips, up with the arms, and then as we exhale, releasing the arms and the legs and inhaling up, pulling those knees to chest, exhaling down, moving with your own breath. Really active legs. Remembering if needed, this might be a good place for a pillow underneath the back or the shoulders. If at any time you feel like you've done enough of a pose, just stop in neutral or move into one of the relaxation poses. Always being kind and gentle to our minds and our bodies and ourselves. Okay, last one. Good, meeting a neutral spine. Many cases when I say neutral, it means kind of a resting place. It means the back is straight, we're not moving anything in the body. And sometimes when I say that, it's because people are moving with their own breaths and I'm waiting for people to meet us in neutral spine. Okay, gently lacing the fingers behind the head. We're going to do just a gentle elbow to knee, moving with your own breath, doing as many as feels comfortable for today. Protecting that neck, moving with the breath if you can. This one's a little bit awkward to move with the breath. If you'd like to speed up, you can go ahead and do that. And release. We're going to release those arms. Going to release those legs. Now we're going to raise the legs up. We may tee out our arms. Can help with our core. So this is core strength here. Exhaling down. Trying to move up slowly. I move up kind of quickly. Trying to move up slowly if you can. It's important to do these postures just the best we can. And one more. Bringing those feet flat on the bed. Full of breath, resting easy. Going to transition into prone or stomach positions. So gently rolling over into fetal position. And then gently rolling over onto our bellies. Just taking a moment to notice how different it feels to be breathing on our bellies instead of our backs. On the inhale, we're going to push back into child's pose, remembering your modifications or accommodations as needed. So inhaling, we push with our arms all the way straight back into child's pose. I'm about off the bed here. Remembering child's pose, we may have our arms straight. We may rest our hand, fists stacked on top of one another. Rest our forehead on our arms like this. We're going to place a pillow underneath our thighs or under our knees. We're going to place one under our head. This is a resting posture. On the inhale, we're going to rise and do cat-cow. Remember, we may use fists for wrists if it feels sturdier on the bed. First, we always want to make sure that our back is nice and straight. This is neutral spine, looking down. And inhaling, we start with our hips and bring our shoulders back. And exhaling for cat. We arch, starting with our hips, arching our head, arching our shoulders, ending with our head. Moving with your own breath. Always being sure that the hip is stacked over the knee and the shoulder is stacked over the elbow and the wrist. And last set. Meeting in neutral spine. Some people call this table. And for those of you who are new to this, remember my bed is at an angle, so my back doesn't look quite as straight as it should. It should look very straight. I'm going to try these spinal balance again. It's a little hard on the bed, but I think it's really good for our spines to do them. So I'm going to flatten out my hands. Our back is nice and straight. We want to keep the leg and the arm parallel with the torso, or not parallel, but in a straight line. So inhaling up, we want to just stretch that leg like we're kicking it against the wall and reach with that hand, and then exhaling down. Just do as many as you can and we'll meet in neutral spine. Coming back into child's pose. We're going to move into seated position. We're going to transition. I'm going to get a swig of water. So gently, gently transitioning into seated. Remembering to always straighten the spine, checking that our spine is nice and straight, our shoulders are back. We may want to pull the flesh out from the sit bones, crossing our legs, or we may choose to have straight legs with pillows underneath, whatever works best for us today. Placing the right hand by the right hip, we're going to do a lateral stretch on the inhale, and then on the exhale we're going to change sides, and then at some point I'm going to recommend that we go down on our elbow and try to stretch that way. So we're going to inhaling and then exhaling. So usually we're inhaling on the initiation and exhaling into the pose, and then inhaling up and exhaling down. And remember, we want our spine, our back to stay nice and straight, like there's a board on it, a board attached to it. So we're just going like this from side to side. So starting inhaling up, keeping those hips on the bed, and moving with your own breath. This is both strengthening and flexing and stretching. Now changing to the elbow if you choose. Remembering to keep our hips on the bed. One more set and we'll meet in neutral spine. Paying attention to our breathing. I'm going to change which foot is in front. Going to do some spinal twists. First spinal twist, we always start with our hips and our heart center, then our shoulders and our arms, then our chin. So moving with the inhale and getting into the pose on the exhale. We may slightly release on the inhale and then twist a little bit more on the exhale. Again, nice straight spine. And changing sides on the inhale. I'm not pulling with my hands, just pulling with the torso and kind of solidifying the pose with the hands. Now we're going to move with the breath. So initiating, inhaling. Remembering we may not feel the same on both sides. Last set. And back to neutral spine. Kind of raise and lower our head on the inhale and exhale. So inhaling up. Exhaling down. Moving with your own breath. And back to neutral spine. We're going to look to the left and to the right. Moving with your own breath. And back to neutral. We're going to gently change which leg is in front if we have our legs crossed. We're going to walk down, remembering to keep our back, again, nice and straight until we get to the point where we're ready to release. We may choose to stay up on our arms and just let those hips and that lower back release. We may choose to use fists for wrists and really allow our head to release, allowing that lower back to release. Finding the position that feels comfortable for you. Releasing the shoulders. Using fists for wrists can kind of protect the neck. And on the inhale, we're going to gently tense up those abs. Use our hands to walk ourselves backwards. We're going to first start right here, using fists for wrists or starfish hands, opening that chest, opening those shoulders back, letting the head drop back. Remembering this is a change in position, so really doing it slowly and paying attention to your breathing. Open up that chest. May have to adjust what feels more comfortable with your hands, with the hand spacing behind your back. Trying to find a position that feels comfortable. Remembering we don't normally sit like this. So if it feels uncomfortable, you just raise that head up and just try to open the chest as long as possible. And then now we're going to drop onto our elbows if we can. This is a good place for a pillow if we need one in between our shoulder blades to support the back, or underneath the lower back if that feels helpful. This is a chest opener. So we're really trying to get that chest arched and open. I notice that my hands are slightly supporting my lower back. That may just be a habit, I'm not sure. Relaxing the legs, relaxing the body. Raising the head up, allowing those shoulders to drop all the way to the bed. I'm going to change my feet to butterfly feet. Putting the hands together, elbows open, hips open, nice deep breathing. We may choose to put our feet flat on the bed, gently arching the hips to straighten the lower back. And you may choose to stay here if you would like, but I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Thank you for joining me. Today was a little bit longer, had a little bit more spinal flexing. We built some strength and flexibility, and I hope you are enjoying these videos. I hope you will like and subscribe and share them with your friends. And sorry to say that on everyone, but I never know what people are watching. So I hope you are liking these videos. I hope you have an amazing day, and it's always great to incorporate yoga into your day. Namaste.